the age of 18.
Mm.
This is a call to end gender based violence, that is, sexual assault on women and girls. Now, the world marks the 30th anniversary of the Beijing Declaration and the Platform for Action, which marked the most progressive international agreement on women's rights till date. And this year focuses on the fastest growing form of abuse against women and girls, which is digital abuse. Uh, Digital abuse is basically unconsensual sharing of intimate images, also known as leaked nudes of women. The digital abuse also includes cyberbullying women, trolling, doxing, which means the publishing of private information about women online. Then the sexual exploitation online of women and online harassment of women, which also is referred to as hate speech. The problem is that these acts don't just happen online, they often lead to offline violence in real life. So we are still on the 16 days of activism against women and girls.
Yes.
And there is a phenomenon that I want to discuss today,
Mm.
a concept which I have come to identify and I have given a botanical name to, which means that I identified and named this problem. These are real life cases and situations for which a name until now did not really exist, but which over the years I have kept encountering, and being compounded issues that now I have to identify and also write to the police to recognize this as a crime. It is referred to as parental consensual rape. Parental consensual rape,
Mm.
PCR. Now,
Mm.
the word parental is from the word parent, which means a person's father or mother, or your legal custodian. Consensual is from the word consent, which means permission or agreement or approval. And
Yes.
rape, which means sexual intercourse without permission, against a person's will. Basically, it means without consent.
Mm.
Now, rape is usually defined as the unlawful sexual activity against the will of the victim through force or threat of force. Now, parental consensual rape, as I have defined, covers both adults and minors. That is, people above the age of 18 or
Mm-hmm.
below the age of 18. However, it happens more to victims below the age of 18, which means that the parents of the victims of this child rape, that is, the forced intercourse with a child under the age of 18, the parents consent to the rape after discovery of the rape. Let
Mm.
me explain deeper. The parents or the guardian of the victims, upon discovering the rape and finding out who committed the rape,
Mm.
begin to support and assist the rapist or the pedophile to cover up the crime.
Mm.
So, in actual fact, they begin to help the person who raped their children get away with the crime after discovering the identity of the person.
Wow.
Now, this is how it happens. The rape of a child is usually over 80% of the time done by a family member related by blood or by marriage. Now, the parents, upon discovering that the rape was, or the sexual assault was by a family member who they are related to or a well known person to them, they now start trying to cover it up. By in this manner, they prevent the matter from getting to the police, hereby preventing their child from getting justice. This is an anomaly where pedophiles, rapists, and child sexual abusers escape justice simply because of their relationship with the parents of their victims. So they go from one family member to the other, emboldened because they know nothing will happen and it will be settled as a family matter. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Uh,
Yes,
this
barrister. Yes, yes, I'm with you.
this has been happening a lot where upon discovery that the rapist is the brother to the mother of the child,
Mm,
or a brother to the father of the child, or is a cousin to the parent of the child, they now start fighting to cover it up and then deciding, saying, we will settle it. It is a family matter.
yes, yeah. Mm,
This has been going on for as long as we can remember, where suddenly during a police investigation, the family of the victim will just take the victim and disappear so that
mm,
no victim, no case. Or they
mm-hmm.
will come to the police station and say, oh, they don't want a case, they want to withdraw the
The
case. They don't
case.
want,
Mm,
and they now coerce the victim to change her story or to change his story. However, this has left family members to escape prosecution simply because of their relationship to the parents of the victim. And the children are now left with the trauma of being raped repeatedly by family members because they know that nothing will happen. They have nobody to report to because when a child sees that the parents who are supposed to protect you are now standing against you, they will turn it to a religious matter, preach to the child to forgive and forget. Some also do this by force of intimidation, emotional blackmail. They threaten these children.
mm,
They threaten some with expulsion from the family and sometimes use religious doctrines to help facilitate the freedom of the rapist or abuser.
mm,
This always happens after discovery of the identity of the rapist. Now, I really don't understand how family members skip the well-being of their own children and suppress the trauma. Let me tell you what happens to the children.
yes.
The most critical age for the girl child is between 0 to 5,
Mm,
9 to 14, and 16 to 19. In these ages, they are 4 times more likely than at any age to be sexually abused, raped, or defiled in their lifetime. These ages 0 to 5, 9 to 14, 16 to 19, the children are 4 times more likely to be raped or sexually abused than at any point in time in their lifetime. And one in every 5 boys would also be sexually abused before the age of 12. Now, 90% of child sexual abuse victims know their perpetrator in
mm,
some way, while over 80% of the victims are related by blood or by marriage.
mm,
So the girl child is more likely to be raped inside her own home than anywhere else. Uh, Now, sexually abused and neglected children are 11 times more likely to engage in criminal behavior as an adult. When you check out our prisons, you will
yes.
find out that over 60% of the female inmates in prisons were sexually assaulted as children. So,
Mm,
this tells you that the trauma affects the children in such a way that it increases their aggression because of the traumatic effect. This is the reason why more and more children now prefer to tell outsiders if they have been sexually abused than
mm,
their own parents or family members. Sarah Johnson published in her report that the number of women incarcerated around the world is rising nearly 3 times the rate of men. In the US, which has the largest number of incarcerated women in the world, you have over 174,607 women in prison. China, 145,000 women in prison. You have over 3,566 women in prison across England and Wales. And in Europe, over 94,472 women are detained and are in correctional facilities. Now, you see, the damage done to our children by sexual assault is on another level. I don't understand how parents or guardians, once they learn that the identity of the person who raped their children is someone known to them or related to them, they would immediately try to cover up the crime. Some mothers would even beat up their children for reporting, saying that you want to destroy my home, you want to break my family.
mm,
Uh, some days ago, that was no, it was last week.
yes.
We had a case that we arrested the perpetrator, and the mother of the victim showed up in the police station with a sworn affidavit that she does not
Mm,
want the case to be prosecuted.
wow.
That means she went to a court premises to swear an affidavit that both her daughter, by the way, was 13 years old, they do not want any form of prosecution. This really annoyed me, and I pushed that the mother be also arrested as an accomplice to the crime.
Of course, because she is at this point.
It is very funny that you do not realize that children who are sexually abused are more prone to drugs and alcohol before the age of 21. A survey carried out 5 years ago showed that children who are by 21 years of age had already started smoking and drinking and had substance abuse problems were defiled as children, as minors. Now, why do they resort to smoking, drinking, and substance abuse? It is in a bid to forget the trauma of what happened to them. You know that drugs help you forget, in quotes, your sorrow
Yes. At least for a while.
for a while. That is
Mm.
why in Yoruba parlance, wọ́n sọ pé "Gbà kó fi pàrònú rẹ́."
Mm.
That is, take to forget your sorrows. You
Mm.
know how much it affects the children where they are repeatedly raped because of the family they come from. The children are 9 times more likely to suffer major depressive episodes as adults. That means children who were raped as minors are more likely to suffer depression as adults. In fact, almost 48% of failed marriages had wives and husbands that were sexually assaulted as children. It affects even their marriage in future. And when
Hmm.
parents look at this issue and trade the future of their children, the health and stability of their children, they trade it above or below, rather, the escape of a full adult who comes to your house and claims he loves you because you are related by blood or by marriage, and uses that relationship to pounce on your children and sexually defile them right under your roof. You choose person who claims to love you but will rape your children repeatedly under your roof. You will choose that than the future of your children. When these children now become damaged, you will sit on the high table as a parent in future and say you want to collect bride price on a child that you supervised the decimation of their future, on a child that you never fought for when they needed you, on a child who is now more likely to have a failed marriage than a successful marriage, than a child who is now more likely to suffer depression because of the negligence, because of the inability of their parents to fight for them when they were attacked sexually as children. And then on that same wedding day, you will see the uncle that raped them coming to sit down wearing ashwebi in the same marriage of the child that they raped. They will bring gifts, they will share out of the bride price and all the wedding gifts. Isn't that an
Of course.
aberration? Isn't that madness? That our parents, because of some loyalty to a family that should
You
not be
grew up on.
regarded as a family but a gang of cultists, that will sacrifice their own children because of a phenomenon called blood, because of a phenomenon called marriage, because it was my brother-in-law that raped my child, or my sister-in-law, or it was the uncle, or it is a known person. Some are not even related by blood or marriage, but because they are close, they live in the same compound. Is the uncle, I don't want any problem on the street because all of us live on the street now. If they just come up with all kinds of excuses. They come up with all kinds of reasons why they should not fight for their children. And these people, they live to rape another day. They live to rape
And rape
another
another
child.
child. Mm.
And that is why child sexual abuse is now the number one problem of gender based violence that we have in Nigeria. Last week, a gentleman called me from Ikorodu
Mm.
and was talking about how the child was dragged into the bush and raped. So I was asking that they should take her to
Okay.
bring her over. We take her to a hospital. We have a partner called Warif, and they help us. It's free of charge,
Okay.
And then the man said, no, it is not a she, but a boy. The
Wow.
boy was raped by another man. Now
Huh?
we have to stitch the anal entry of the boy's body because he was just a small
My God.
boy,
My God.
10
My
years old.
God.
So
Oh God.
you find both our daughters and sons being sexually abused before they
Oh
even
God.
have the chance to live, to make a choice. 4 years ago, I don't know if I have mentioned it, we had a girl, a 13-year-old girl, HIV positive. infected by the mother's brother, who would come from the east to clear his containers and to buy goods, and then goes back home. Each time he came, knowing he's HIV positive and he is receiving treatment, taking retroviral drugs, however, raping without protection the daughter of his own blood sister. 13, she started displaying all kinds of, there was a health problem. When they said they didn't understand, but she's not a sickle cell, but she would just be weak. She would, until nobody even thought of an HIV test. They were just doing all kinds of treatments and tests until it took to another center, and the doctor said they should do a wider test, everything for every possible illness, and they found that she was HIV positive at 13, until she now had to start using antiretroviral drugs. At the age of 13, her life was already over before it began. What CV would you go to a man and say, "Hi, I'm HIV," but you are asking me out? You need to know that I'm HIV positive. How do you start that conversation?
13.
At 13, contracted by my mother's younger brother,
Mm.
who they did not prosecute, by the way. This madness has got to stop. This, our family institution that makes a way. At times you get to the police station, you find people that committed violent crimes. Next thing you see their
Mm.
family members coming to appeal to the police. Please, he is my
Mm.
son. Please, he's my daughter. Is there
How could you even
anything that we
explain
can
yourself?
do? And they try trying to get the police to drop the case. Why? Because he's related to you by blood. Meanwhile, I don't know whether the children were not raised properly at home to know the difference between right and wrong, crime and not. And the children go on a rampage, but family, Olori Ebi, everybody just going from one police station to the other, paying this money, trying to get to subvert the crime. We need to start preaching consequences in our families, that every child will know that if you commit the crime, you will do the time. This will also, in fact, I think there was a case some years back that the father was the one that helped the police to arrest his son. I've only seen that
That's
once.
how it should be.
I've only seen that once. And it was 2 years ago. One Mrs. Ajayi called me to report
Yes.
her own son for beating up the wife. That her son, this is not the first time, this is not the second time, he beat up the wife. And I, the mother, am coming to make a formal
Mm.
complaint for the arrest of my son. I had never seen that before. I had to put her on air on another station that, "Please, madam, what did you say again?" She said she brought the daughter-in-law, that is her son's wife. She did not even
Mm.
need the in-laws, that is the mother-in-law or the father-in-law. She came by herself and said that my son
Yes.
needs to be
Mm.
arrested. These things happen once a century. We have so bastardized the institution of marriage that we think that because you are related by blood or marriage, it means a pass for crime. It means a pass for criminal behavior. It means a pass for social vices. Someone steals money, you say, because he's your son, by the time people keep escaping consequence, then we are bound to have a lawless society. Look at all what is going on to our children. We are here. Do you know that 1 in every 3 girls will be raped or sexually assaulted before the age of 18? One in five boys will be sexually assaulted before the age of 12. So when you are going and you count one, two, three women or girls, know that it is either she has been sexually assaulted, sexually harassed, or already raped. One in every three. Can you imagine that kind of statistic? That means our children are no longer safe. However, do you know what happens when parents fight for justice for their children? There is a hormone that is released that cures their trauma. When a child sees the mother or father rising to the occasion, rising to the occasion of seeking justice for the daughter, you will now find the daughter recovering from trauma. The stepping up of a parent to protect the child increases the confidence of the child. The fact that, have you seen a child, especially whose father is involved in their life? The confidence of the child is above the normal confidence, the average confidence that a child above 18 exudes. That is why the presence of a father in the life of his children is compulsory. A mother's job is from 0 to 3. It is called nurture. A father's job is from 3 to life, which is called training. The father's job is to instill morality, is to instill discipline, is to instill protection, to give a child. The father leads by example. And then the sons grow up in confidence, knowing the definition of a father. The daughters also grow up in confidence. You find out that they would always choose men that are like their fathers for marriage. But we have a situation, we have a pandemic where these same family members who are meant to protect their children come and start protecting and fighting for the person who raped their children against their own children. This is an aberration. Parental consensual rape. That is a rape with the permission of the parents, with the consent of the parents, where the parents now start fighting to prevent the abuser, the person who raped their child. They start fighting to prevent them from facing justice as against their own children, simply because they are related by blood, by marriage, or they are known persons. Finny, let me defer to you. Finny, it seems I am here for a second. It is something we need to criminalize, and I have proposed to the Nigerian police in Lagos State. I've proposed that every parent who does not fight for their children upon discovery of the sexual assault on their child should be treated as an accomplice to that crime. They should be charged as an accomplice to the rape. They should be charged as an accomplice to the sexual assault on their children. By the time we get the identity of the person who molested, raped, sexually harassed, or abused their child, by the time we get the identity and we find out that it is a relative, or we find that the parents are trying to cover up the crime, then they will be charged as an accessory to the crime. Finn, are you back?
Yes, I am, barrister. I am. The conversation this evening is very emotional because A lot of children are actually going through this. I don't know why. I don't understand why we are now in the society where parents cannot defend their own children, while you would rather think about what people will say against the safety of your child, while you care more about people's opinion, people's perception of you, than the safety of your child, than your child becoming a better person. A lot of children have, you know, apart from physical abuse, like the physical pressure that it puts on the children, emotional, psychological, the damage it does on them, it's really really bad. A lot of children are on the streets now. A lot of children have they are not who they are originally meant to be because of issues like this. And the one that hurts the most, especially for a child, just like you said, is the fact that your family does not even support you. The people you call, the place where you're supposed to feel the most accepted, feel the most love, is the place where they now turn their backs against you completely and choose the perpetrator over the victim. And like you said, anyone who does that should be arrested and punished, because you are part of the crime. You are automatically part of the crime if you keep quiet about it. That's just what it is. If you'd like to join the conversation this evening, maybe you have a similar story you'd like to share with us, or maybe you want to drop your 2 cents, your thoughts on what it is we're talking about this evening, you can call us on 07000 917 Or if you have a question for Barrister, you want to ask something, you're not sure about something, and you want to ask, you can call us on 07000 917 You can also call on 9155 917 917 or 9155 917 917. You can also call our toll-free number. That's 0800 1235 917. Let us know what your thoughts are on the conversation this evening. And also, if you have questions for us, you want to share your contributions, you can do also call us to let us know what your thoughts are this evening. The number one more time is 07000 917 917. You can also call 09155 917 917. Let us hear what your thoughts are this evening. A lot of children are going through these issues on a daily basis. And if you're a parent, you should know that beyond feeding the child, beyond giving them food to eat, sending them to school, your primary duty is to protect the child. And not just physical protection of, I gave them a house, I bought. It's not just physical protection, emotional protection is also part of your job as a parent. And as a barrister, I'm usually very surprised when I see certain people give birth to 7 children, 8 children. I'm wondering, how on earth do you want to cater for these children emotionally, psychologically, then maybe physically, financially? Because I mean, financially is also part, but how do you want to attend to all their needs, emotional needs of every single 7 children that you gave birth to? Like, it really baffles me many times.
The problem with first of all, two kinds of child deliveries. I
Mm.
tell people that once abuse starts, reproduction must stop.
It must
You
end
can you
immediately.
cannot keep reproducing children in abusive marriages. Why? Because men that beat their wives are men that grow up watching their mothers or fathers being beaten
Mm-hmm.
by their father, mother, an intimate partner, or a family member. So when you raise children in abusive homes, you have increased the probability of them becoming abusive adults. That
Yes.
is how you train children to become future abusers. Secondly, you find out that a rich man will have 2, 3 children. A poor man will have 9 children, 8 children, 7 children.
Exactly.
This is an anomaly because okay, in cases of child trafficking that we have started making some arrests in
Mm.
Lagos, you find out that this one, and the father sent me from the village to come and stay with one uncle because they cannot take care of the children. They will now start sending
And
the
then,
children to
yes,
different
and they
people.
become exposed. They become
And
exposed to sexual violence, to verbal abuse, all of this abuse. It's because many of them are not even with their parents. They are made
yes,
somewhere, they are this and that somewhere. Why would they not be exposed to things like this?
and that is the carelessness. Yeah, I don't really know how they do it. You cannot afford to raise two more than 2 children, but you will give birth to 6. You cannot afford to raise more than one child. You will give birth to 5, 7, and then your children start becoming what you call recalcitrant. Those
Mm.
ones that just keep walking up and down the street because they don't have a home where they
Nothing is
can eat.
provided for them.
The parents barely are living in a room, and you now have 7 children in that room.
God. It's really sad. It's sad what is going on in our society. The number to call one more time to share your thoughts with us this evening. We'd like to hear from you. What do you think about the conversation? Have you seen it happen around you? What was your take? What's your take on it? Do you think that parents should support issues like this? Should be quiet when their children are facing uh rape, when their children are being raped? They should keep quiet about it and not say anything. Or do you think parents should actually speak up for their children and stand up for their children? What's your thoughts on the conversation this evening? The number is 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. You can also call 09155 917 917. 09155 917 917. Our toll free number, which is completely free for women, is 0800 1235 917. Okay, we have a message from WhatsApp. It says, "Good evening, Mrs. Fee. Kudos to you, barrister." Okay, we have a call. Let me take the call first. Hello, good evening.
Oh,
Good evening.
yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah,
You're welcome. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm a tutor by name, calling from Oba.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Yes, I'm listening to your conversation. Yes, this kind of life, I
Mm,
don't know. I don't know. Nigerians, so many of us, they are into the habit. And like as you are saying now, those people that do that kind of life, they don't even listen to radio.
yes,
There is no way you can put them
that's the
their
thing.
way. Yeah. And you will see their children on the street, on the road. They'll be behaving.
Mm,
Sometimes, if I'm driving, somebody will be walking,
mm,
passing a moving vehicle. You'll be
mm,
brave on. Your body will listen to even look at the back and see, the vehicle is coming on my back. You
mm,
know, you know, you know, this kind of life, I saw so many of them. I'm into transport. So
yeah,
we see so many of these characters everywhere. Sometimes I'll be wondering, but
yes.
I know those kind of people, they don't even listen to radio. They don't listen, they don't watch television to know or to
What is
learn
going on? Yes.
life as 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 these things that you people are saying now to know. So I don't know. I don't know where we will start to teach them to know. You know. So well,
Well,
I appreciate the program that you brought up and how well we send it to them, let them know.
mm, mm. Okay.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much. We have to be a bit
Thank you.
brief on the phone line so that
Yes.
others could also call and we
And
could
I
get
think,
some messages.
I think the question it was asking is I think some organizations already do things like this, but it's still a call for more work because there is no end to spreading knowledge about these things. There is need for it to be said over and over again. Because if we keep quiet, it will continue. If we don't say anything, it will definitely continue. So there is a need to consistently talk about it over and over again till we get solutions, till we get answers to
Hello,
what we need. Hello, good evening.
hello. Good evening.
Good evening. You're welcome. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Ayo. I've been following you since for the past 4 weeks. If I want to put
Yeah.
it in, it's either you are almost done or
Oh, so
plenty.
sorry,
So
Ayo.
today, I said today must be today.
So sorry, Ayo.
Hello, please. I need the number of the barrister. I need somebody to confide him. What I'm passing through. I need his number.
Okay. No problem. It will call it before the end of the show.
Oh God, thank you.
Yes.
God bless
Thank
you.
you. Amen. Thank you so much, Ayo. All right. So that Marisa, you have to drop your number again for the end of the
Yes,
show.
yes, I will do that.
Okay.
You were about to read a
Yes.
message.
Okay, so the message says, kudos to you, barrister. My question is, why can't the government give rapists a death sentence if caught? When there is law, there is no sin. God bless Nigeria. That's from Easy from Ogudu. I think they
The
should just
law,
castrate them.
the law is for people who rape
Mm,
rapists. It's a life imprisonment
mm.
sentence. You get life imprisonment.
Yes.
Um, the the issue, we try to become more Western in the
Mm.
execution and articulation of our laws. It is up to the National Assembly. I think it is time they took very harsh measures that would discourage the commission of this crime.
Mm.
Because more and more, do you know that child sexual abuse
Yes.
now in Nigeria is more than domestic violence and abuse and gender based violence put together?
Together. Hmm.
That is, in one day, you can have as much as 4 children in one day being sexually abused in one day.
Hmm. Hmm.
And that is in one state, not to talk of all states of the Federation.
Together. That is really bad. Hmm. We
There,
have
there,
another call.
okay, go ahead.
Hello, good evening. Hello? Oh, okay. The call is gone. The number to call one more time if you'd like to join the conversation this evening. You have questions, you have contributions, you're bothered about something and you like to share with us concerning the topic of the day. The number to call is 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. You can also call 09155 917 917. 09155 917 917. Let us hear from you. Let us hear your thoughts. Let us hear your contributions. Let us hear your advice and let us hear your questions. 07000 917 917. It is well with us in Nigeria. It is well at the end of the day. I think the major issue is getting the perpetrators caught. That's the problem. You don't see them many times because, just like you said, in their communities, in the families, they already covered up the sin. They already covered them up, so nobody even knows that anybody did something. Only the victim would know in their heart and carry the stigma for the rest of their life. The person who did the evil deed would not be caught, would not, the family would cover it up, nobody would know about it, and that's how they don't get punished for their action. They'll just stay there. They don't get punished at the end. So I think we have laws against these things in Nigeria, but these people do not get caught because some people somewhere are deciding to keep quiet and not expose their evil deeds. And that's where the problem is right now in this country. And that's why we're saying, if you see anybody who has done something like this, raped a child or abused anybody, don't cover them up. Speak up. You're a parent or you're an auntie, you're an uncle to a child and who was molested, who was abused, you're a teacher to a child. Speak up about, don't keep quiet about, because if you keep quiet, you are also an accomplice. You are part of the problem. You're part of the problem we are facing in this country. So speak up. When there is need to speak up, please speak up. Don't kill the future of these children before it would even start. Imagine the 13-year-old girl that Barisa mentioned now. HIV from a young age. She will start nursing that sickness from a young age, that virus from a young age, till she grows old, something that she doesn't even know about. How would she explain to her spouse that, oh, this is what happened? You just created unnecessary problem for the girl's life. Unnecessary problem. I recently heard of one who, I think sister's husband and the son of the sister was raping the girl together. They raped the girl. I don't know if they've been caught now. I don't know if they've finally been brought to justice because I've not heard anything about it anymore. But I was seeing it a lot on social media where people were saying justice for her, justice for her. Okay, I can't really remember, but I don't know if she had gotten justice. And a mom's sister's husband and the son, both of them raped the girl consistently till she died. If the
I
sister had spoken
think
up, the girl would still be alive by now.
I know the case you are talking about.
Hmm.
I've forgotten her name though. I would remember shortly.
If she had spoken up, the girl might still be alive tonight. You are harboring uh uh bad people in society just because you don't want your own family to be exposed. You don't want to be embarrassed. So it is the girl that should carry the stigma. Is it the boy? Imagine a boy raping a boy. What attracted you in the boy's body? A 10-year-old boy. What exactly attracted you to him? For the love of God, there are people on the streets that are currently looking for people right now. They're staying on the street, currently looking for people to park their cars, and they will follow you free will. But you would not do that. An innocent child that has a bright future is who you would decide to mess up their life for no good reason. Ah,
Hmm, it is well.
it is just well. God protect us. God protect our children. God protect everyone around us. God should just protect us. And the
Hmm.
funny thing is that they live around us. They don't write it on the forehead. You can't tell that this person is a bad person just by looking at them. They live around. They will come to you as uncles, as aunties. They'll be nice to you. You will not know that they have bad intentions in their hearts. You would never know. It is well. It is just
It's
well.
a terrible phenomenon. Okay, I think let me share my number before I
Okay.
forget. For those that might want to reach out to me, please reach out to me during reasonable hours, not very late at night. My number is 0909 3214 942. 0909 3214 942. Once again, 0909 3214 942. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's Barissa's number. If you would like to call at a good hour. Don't call during the night, please. So call at a time that you can have, a good conversation with you, and you can share your thoughts. You can share whatever it is you need advice on. You're burdened about. Please share your shared with Barrister. It will be more than willing to help. That's the conversation today on Safe Space. The bottom line is, if you have anyone committing these crimes around you, there are laws. There are laws in Nigeria against these issues. But the issue is that we do not speak up. We keep quiet. We protect their perpetrators more than we protect the victims. And if you're a parent, please protect your children. Protection is not just related to feeding them or giving them shelter. Protection is also keeping them safe emotionally, keeping them safe psychologically, because that is also a form of protection you should give to your children. If you know that you cannot, I think they should start arresting some people if you give birth to more than more children than you can handle, like you can actually take care of. You should actually be arrested. You should also be arrested. Why are you giving birth to 7 children? You know your salary is 20,000 naira in a month. You are giving birth to 7 children. What exactly do you want to use to take good care of them? What money do you want to use to take care of them?
This matter is really serious. So you're taking
Barrister,
it
it should be a criminal.
very
It
serious.
should actually be a criminal offense. You can't keep
It
giving birth to
is.
children and throwing them into the society. Just who would feed them for you? Am I the one that should come and feed your children on your behalf? You
It's
keep
called
giving birth to children.
child
It's sad.
abuse. Uh, it is called child abuse. Finyi,
It
welcome to
is.
our frustration. Welcome to our provocation.
Ah,
This is what we fight against day and night.
hmm,
People just reproduce for the sake of reproduction and are incapable, have no
ah.
capacity to. It is actually called child abuse,
It is.
where you have children that you cannot send to school, you cannot treat in hospitals. It is called child abuse.
And these
But
people are so entitled. They would expect their family members to take care of the children for them, to feed the children, to send them to school. They are so entitled. Not all of them, but majority of them are so entitled.
Oh, you are right. If you do not help them, when they will call you and say, school fees or money,
Ọmọ
oku
yín
thirty
mélòó
thousand.
ṣé mo bá
They,
ẹ
they,
bí
they,
yín
they,
ẹgbàá mi
they, they,
kẹ̀?
they come and they start putting the weight of their own copulation on you.
On you.
They get angry when you say you don't have. You are still coping. I have an uncle. I don't know whether he's still with the same driver. My uncle was the manager of a bank. He had one wife and 3 children. His driver had 3 wives.
A driver.
His driver
Oh
had
God.
3 wives. He did
I'm
until
so
the day
embarrassed on you people's behalf.
I did not even know what to say. The day he called and said, "Can you imagine?" He was even talking about the school fees of his children. That he just said it casually to the driver that these children will not kill me, and the driver said that his own is even better. That what about he with that my uncle is complaining with one wife that he that has 3 wives in court.
Did he send you to go and marry 3 wives?
My uncle said, have 3 wives or girlfriend, or be wife that you have paid. Yes. He said he paid the dowry, a driver.
It's such a flex to
It's
them
not,
that
it's not a slight on drivers, but the fact that your salary cannot 3 wives
I mean it's not even about the fact
and
that they are drivers. Yes.
each wife would want to have the majority participation of children so that they will say, this one's children are to overwhelm the marriage in their favor. To overwhelm the marriage in their favor. They want to have 2, 3. If all of them have two children, already that's 6.
That's 6.
Plus 3, that is 9 mouths to feed. 6 school fees, 6 pairs of shoes, 6 shirts, 6 trousers.
What is the mindset behind this, for the love of God? What is their thought process like? These are the issues. These are really the issues we have in this country. It is well.
Thank you very much, Vin.
Thank you, Barrister.
We will talk again next week.
Of
By
course.
God's grace.
Yes. Next week, Thursday, 6 p.m. to 7 on Women Radio 91.7 for another engaging conversation on Safe Space. Till then, enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye for now.